Hello again then guys, welcome back to Monday's video on Bear and BTS. So, as you'll see from the title, I've had some issues with this Subaru already. Firstly, I haven't been able to pick it up, and that is because, as you know, we had an alternator issue about, I think it was on Wednesday last week. So I got a new alternator, got that there. Chris at CTS fitted the alternator and it seemed to solve the electrical issues. It didn't start throwing a fit when you put the lights on or the radio or anything like that. So the electrical issues were gone. Chris then took the car for a test drive and he said, unfortunately, it's still shuddering and juddering when you sort of go and pull away from the lights and stuff like that. So what he has suggested is that it seems like it's the fuel pump that's going. So I think Thursday night, I managed to order a uprated fuel pump, a 340 litre per hour pump. So I got that. That's a Roger Clark Motorsport fuel pump. And that unfortunately didn't turn up with Chris till this morning. So yeah, I think it's going to have to be next weekend now. We gave it our best shot, but you know, you can't, I mean, if we didn't get the pump, there was no chance of doing it. So yeah, it was one of them, just the way that panned out really. So yeah, hopefully, as I said last time, be getting the car at the weekend and I'll be bringing it home, and then I'll be able to make hopefully some really good content with the car. So to everybody in the comments saying wouldn't trust Subaru's reliability, I guess you were right, but there we go, you live and learn. I've also ordered a new swirl pot that goes on the bottom of the fuel hanger and a new fuel filter, and if this doesn't sort the sort of juddering issue, then I think I might have a look at, well, I might see what Chris thinks about getting a fuel pressure regulator, and then hopefully we can resolve the issue. Because, like I say, as far as Chris is concerned, it seems like a fueling issue of some sort. So yeah, going to give the fuel system a little bit of a birthday. And yeah, hopefully we'll be well on our way. Anyway, instead of going to get the car this weekend, me and the missus went for a little break, just in mid-Devon, sort of mid-Devon-ish. She had a little spa treatment and I just chilled out in the pool and stuff. So yeah, and then back home Sunday evening was just hanging out in the garden. So it was a nice weekend, even though I couldn't go and get the car. So yeah, all happy here. I just thought I'd never got the chance to say what happened with the injectors in the end. So as you know, I sent off the injectors for testing with PJ Motorsport. Unfortunately, they didn't have the right adapter to test the side feed injectors. So they sent the injectors to the company that supplies all of their testing equipment, which they're called ASNU. I think they're quite a big company, make a lot of injector testing sort of machinery. And they tested them. And they said that they hadn't seen those injectors before. They'd seen some very similar ones, but never the blue top side feed Jex injector. And when they tested them, they found that they were flowing between 540 and 550 cc. So yeah, they were a lot higher than I expected. I thought they were 440s. I'd also seen people suggesting they might be 120s or anything like that. But what they did say is that as they're sort of a Nissan injector really, they reckon that they are a Nismo uprated injector for the SR20, I think. So yeah, interesting to know. Sounds cool anyway, got Nismo injectors. So yeah. So, Subaru short block rebuild, the one that I'm going to be rebuilding and selling for profit. I haven't really got any further with that. As you all know, I was planning on sort of renovating the area that I was planning to do the strip down in, and I haven't really got anywhere with that yet. I've started clearing it out, but I still need to get a little bench in there or something. So that's sort of next on the list. I might even try and do a bit of that when I go home. I've got an hour or so at home in a minute before I've got to go and pick up my missus. So yeah, might try and get a bit of that done. And then we can proceed stripping this short block down. Hopefully we can get a bit of footage on that before the end of the week when I go up to get the car, to get the Legacy. So yeah, slow progress really this week, but I'm glad that I didn't pick the car up the weekend before last, because that would have, well, we can say for sure I would have broke down somewhere halfway along the A303. So there we go. I think for a minute there I was getting a little bit impatient, just needed to wait and see how things panned out. And I'm glad in the end that we did that. We sort of took our time, because now when the car comes back, it should all be pretty perfect. So I've just been, well, I've been mostly on my own this afternoon in the workshop. Lee's had to go out a couple of times. But I've been having some fun with the V6 Land Rover, this one. Yeah, so I've been having some fun with the V6 Land Rover. You can see I've got it on the mill here with a bit of what Lee would call a Heath Robinson setup. Trying to get it level has been really difficult. You don't have many places that you can really put these jacks to prop it up. And I had a cut on earlier on, and I noticed that this one down here, this one had come a little bit loose. It just moved that, so I had to stop it. And when I did stop it, I also noticed that this lug here is a lot higher than the face. So luckily I spotted that, and I moved the whole bed over so that now the cutter comes in this little gap here and stays out of the way. So that's been fun. Tomorrow Lee is off again. He's got a wedding, so I'm in here completely on my own. John's off all week, as you might have known from the main channel. But my mission tomorrow is to clear out all this desk, and also in the office, got to sort of start clearing out, get all these catalogues gone, get them all boxed up. So yeah, busy times. So another little development today, we are going to be getting a crank driver for the Subaru crankshafts, which is what this is here. So that means I'm going to be able to balance these Subaru cranks, which not too many people are able to do, mainly because the thread in the end of the crank is 13 mil, 13 by 1.5, so very odd size. I suppose they do that so that, you know, when you replace a bolt you have to buy a genuine one, which is always a good thing, as they obviously need to be high tensile. So yeah, going to be able to balance those. So we do already have a customer that wants us to be able to balance those Subaru cranks, because they deal with all of the old T5s and not T5s, all the old transporters, and yeah, the old Volkswagens that they like to swap these Subaru engines into. So what they want us to do is balance a load of flywheels, and for that we're going to need a dummy crank, which luckily I've got one from my engine, the one that came out of that, because obviously I went for a new one in there. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know, I suppose this channel is going to be a bit Subaru based in a minute, but you know, that's what I'm into. It's what I'm interested in. So yeah, that's kind of probably a lot of what you're going to end up seeing. Obviously I'll try and do some other stuff too. Don't want to make it too Subaru heavy, but I do like the Subarus, especially at the minute. I don't know whether it's just a phase, but yeah, see how we go, guys. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to be about it for today. Just a little bit of an update, really. I shall let you know as soon as Chris has fitted the new fuel pump and given it a little test run. Hopefully, we'll have eliminated that juddering issue. And then the car will be ready to come home. So, that's about it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry that the car still hasn't returned. I know I keep saying this weekend, but I'm about 95% sure now we should get this car for the weekend coming, hopefully. But yeah, it does depend how this fuel pump goes. Hopefully that's the cause of the issue. If not, then we could be looking at a bit longer. But yeah, gonna leave it there, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna head home. Cheers.